loud.
All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to communication. It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Absolutely.
And today in studio, let's get loud studio, we have the top dog himself, Fortune.
Fortune. Yes.
And he took with him his queen, Mitchelle. And of course, next to me is my TD, Greg.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
This evening, we are going to discuss communication. Not what you say, but how you say it.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, Muhlangas, but in my house, that's a common phrase. Honey, did you listen to what you just say? And I'm like, what did I just say? And he said exactly what you just did. It's not what you say, but how you say it. Greg, you want to tell me why, or tell your audience why this is so important when it comes to communication?
Irrespective of your background, we're both Jamaicans, and you're both from?
Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Man, woman, we speak differently. So, honey, can you pass me the cup of sugar? Well, by the time it gets from our lips to her ears, it's give me the sugar. Now, not pass me the sugar, please, but give me the sugar now. It is the oldest thing since creation between man and woman. It's how we say it, not what we say. There's a popular book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Yeah.
It's all about this communication thing. And I think as we bond with our mates, our queens, we have to realize that not everything we say comes out the way we say it.
Yeah, I know I'm guilty of that. Mitchelle, are you guilty of that? I know I am.
Yeah, 5%.
5%. Fortune.
We will work with the 5%.
95%.
Listen, Greg, you talked about sugar. We have kids. So can you please give me some sugar? Might mean actual sugar for your tea or coffee, but us, it could mean something totally different. Like,
yes, it could mean something very different.
Exactly. And I can say, pass me some sugar with a gesture, or I'll be like, hey, baby, pass me some sugar.
Right.
It's the same words, Martha. It's the same words, but it means different.
Absolutely.
And if you have,
yes,
why do you want to eat some sugar? And I'm like, yeah, because I like sugar in my coffee, right? They don't know what we are talking about. They will get a different meaning that will a completely different sugar that we want to get from husband to wife. So it's how you say it that determines what type of sugar you get.
Exactly. And even with those, the proper terminology for that is innuendos, right?
Exactly.
Even with those subtle innuendos, it carries. You come home, and just before you walk in the door, you stub your toe.
Yeah.
And the good evening, honey, turned into good evening, honey.
Yeah.
And everything just literally goes downhill from there.
Absolutely.
So, from the first message that you and Ingrid did, one of the things that came out very clearly is how you communicate. Now, it was about how you communicate to your top dog, but it's also prefaces the fact that the top dog has to know how to communicate back. And that is
top B.
That is so huge. It is very huge. Because sometimes, Greg will say to me that the nonverbal communication, it's like big, right? Yeah. So he will do something. He will come over and, maybe snuggle up a little bit, and I'll be like, listen, not right now. I am doing something. I'm in my zone. Do not disturb me.
Do not
And
disturb.
then that moment is gone.
Yeah.
It's so gone. So I'm learning now how to utilize the pause.
Oh, yes.
So I'm now taking a deep breath and I am counting to 10. And I'm saying whatever he wants to say to me is very important, Ingrid.
Absolutely.
Stop. The world will not stop for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Yesterday, right? I was listening to something on the radio and I was in a zone, right? And Greg called me. And I'm like, seriously, do I answer the phone or do I ignore him? And I said, you know what? Let me just answer the phone. And I answered. And all he wanted to say was, hi, honey, I'm thinking about you. There's a song on the radio. Kiss an angel, good morning, and love her like a devil when you get home. And he just said, I just wanted to remind you that I kissed you, my angel, and I will love you like a devil when I get home. And I was like, oh, that was worth 10 seconds. I'm ready to listen for half an hour.
Yeah.
But how many times, though, do we stop to really just take a deep breath, pause, and just listen?
Yeah, but you gotta know your dog, right? If you know your dog, you will know how to communicate, and the dog will also know the other party. And you know, I'll tell you a good example is with her when she's talking to me. There's times when I know that okay, this is not a something that she's not being nice. She's not playing nice. She's getting really nasty. And the way she says your name, right?
Oh,
You hit it.
Your name. That's like there's this Fortune, right? And then there's Fortune. And there's a Fortune that's preceded by a hey. Hey, Fortune. The hey itself, there's a hey, Fortune or a hey, Fortune. That's different, right? When you talk to, when you know your dog, you know what they're saying, but how they pronounce the words, how they, communication.
Enunciate, how they stress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Communication is a personal expression.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Move your shoulders, how you move your hand. She is not feeling me, or if she's not understanding where I'm going or what I'm talking about, she's not going to respond the same way to what I'm expecting. But when you get used to each other, when you talk, you look each other in the eyes, eye contact is very important.
Very important.
Yeah, and I'm talking to you guys and I'm doing this on my phone.
No.
It doesn't work, right? In most homes, we talk while looking at something else. I'm watching football here and she wants to talk to me. That's when the hey precedes the Fortune, or the Fortune goes high pitched because
It's kind of like entering the room,
Yeah.
The hey is like knocking on the door.
Yeah.
That's a subtle way. But Fortune, you hit a good point, because the way our queen bees buzz tells us everything. If the buzzing is a little high pitch, you have to pay attention. If it's a soft, sultry buzzing, the message is different. And that is such a key part of communication, to make sure that we recognize each other's communication, or where each others are. And sometimes, they're about to take that penalty shot to determine who wins that football game. But there's something else that is a little more critical. That's when the high buzzing, hey, Fortune, you may want to hit the DVR to record that, because maybe one of the kids are in, you need to go, maybe pat the back or something. But it's all get your ear in tune with your partner.
I don't know how do I communicate. I just want to hear the queen bee.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, to be honest. The top dog has different tones too.
Even I didn't know that. I thought I just backed.
Tell us some more, Michelle. Tell us some more.
So he can be loud, he can be harsh. Because there's loud to be heard, harsh, I'm angry with you.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand exactly what you're saying, Michelle, because I remember on one occasion I said something to Greg, right? And I thought I was just being naturally me. And then I found his voice going higher and higher. And I said, why are you shouting? And he said to me, but I'm not shouting. I said, what do you call that? He says, it's expressing myself. I said, oh. So there's a difference between shouting and
enthusiasm.
Right. That's the word. Enthusiastic. In my ear, it's shouting.
Shouting, yes.
It's shouting.
So with me, I once sent a joke on WhatsApp. It's sending a joke, which is a joke, right? He did not respond to my joke, right?
Oh.
Nothing, but I could see he read. Maybe a week down the line, we were talking about something.
Right.
And it ended up being an exchange.
Right.
He said to me, I don't like that joke that you said.
No. That is.
I know that he got angry with me, but it was a joke.
Yeah, it happens. You see, I mean, it's a bad thing to do that, which is like, I mean, when you communicate, don't bottle up things. You can't keep things. But you see, as dogs, you know, when we're growing up, we would see our dogs at these specific kids from the neighborhood. That anytime they walk by, they would chase them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, you know, I mean, you won't even realize that this is a joke that is supposed to be lighthearted. You would look at it as if it's a communication thing where, you know, like you feel she's trying to tell me something indirectly, right? That's what I got, but I'll be like, yeah, whatever, right? But in my mind, she's like, it's a joke, right? But you see the context that makes me feel guilty.
Say that word again. Say that word again.
What?
Context.
That's
you know, there are times.
It meant somebody was guilty about something, but I didn't know. So I got to know about it a week later because I said, but it wasn't even a joke that I invented. It's what?
Right. But these are the moments, you know, Michelle, that we take to learn each other. Because I am the worst joke teller ever.
I think you're funny, Greg. Honestly, you're funny enough to be
It's a man-to-man thing. You think that?
It's a TV thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, my jokes are not funny. But one of the things, Michelle, I wanted to point out with that, sometimes you'll say a joke and we'll receive it a certain way. And it won't be for 2 or 3 days that we'll come back and say, honey, that wasn't really funny. The reason behind that is that at the time of the joke, it's not the best time for us to explain to you that wasn't funny, because at that point, you can't really convince you that your joke is not funny.
Right.
So it may be a joke.
You gotta be careful. Yeah, you gotta be careful to make sure that your joke doesn't come across as rubbing on the top dog's ego. Joke. Normally, couples like to joke at the expense of their spouse. I used to do that a lot. Like, you know, you behave like these old grandparents, just always dissing each other. It's fun, but make sure it's the right moment when you diss someone.
Yes.
Because couples tend to like to compete in bringing each other down and making and then some feelings get hurt.
Powerful message. Speak, brother.
That line, when you communicate, always have those lines where you say, well, you know what? I don't have to cross this. And you got to watch the environment and really study the circumstances that have just happened. Because a joke
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
it's
the right moment.
Yeah, to predict, to try and be able to understand your dog if he's going to be able to take what you're throwing at it. Because
yes.
No.
hurt your dog, meanwhile he's thinking you're throwing a missile, he'll take a defensive position.
Yes. Because, all right, we both have had dogs, right? There's a difference between throwing a shoe at him or playing fetch with him and throwing a ball at him. That same shoe, say you have an old shoe and you know he likes to grab the shoe and tug at the shoe, right? But that same shoe can be used to scold him by saying, don't come back here right now. Why are you in the house?
Right, right.
So the context is so important. And being in tune with your queen bee or your top dog to make sure you know what mood they're in. You know, you listen for that buzz. You know, Fortune, sometimes you walk in the house and you may hear Mitchelle in the kitchen and she's singing a tune. That's a good time to make a joke. Hi, honey, how? Right. But if you come in and the dishes are going, you know you're going to tread lightly. That's a two-way street.
Definitely. You know, when I was getting married, my uncle said to me, you need to start communicating with your woman tonight when you wake up in the morning. The way you say good morning kind of lays the foundation for the evening. And it's like, you know, it's a gradual day. A woman is something that you work on the whole day.
Yes.
Me, with her, if I text her, if I'm nice in the morning and everything, when I come back from work, I can tell that, okay, I think I've done a good job. I'm going to get rewarded as a top dog. I'm going to get a snack, right? But every time I lay my foundation, remember I always say that dogs thrive on reward. And people, when you communicate as a top dog, when you're communicating with the queen bee, she has the snack that you want every time. You want to treasure that. And you get that snack, you start to communicate in the morning, during the day, you build up, you know, and as you go home, you can actually predict what you're going to get. I thought about it because you said you find her singing and everything. But sometimes when I'm going to get a good snack, I can see how she is. Because when I walk into the house, she wants to talk and she follows me everywhere I'm going. Talking, and I'm going upstairs to change, and she's coming and she's sitting there, she's talking to me. I know, okay, today I can say anything I want to the queen bee and I'll get away with it.
All right.
I'm just every day. Sometimes it's a me.
Well, it's a two-way street as well, right?
Exactly. So I'm saying sometimes it's a miss, right? You are communicating well. It doesn't mean if you don't get the snack, something wrong.
No, I mean, as top dogs, we are wagging our tails for the snack. That's true.
That's it, yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is,
you know,
right?
If we break relationships down to the very simple structures of mutual respect and constant communication, and
it's simple.
Snacks will be generously.
Generous. There'll be a lot of honey. There'll be a lot of treats.
The treat. The dog always, as long as he gets his treat, he's going to communicate. You can see, you can read him straight up to say, okay, the dog is hungry. He sits there, he constantly growls in the kitchen. When your dog, even at your own home, when you have a dog and they're hungry, they'll come by the door because back home.
Yes.
And when he's hungry, he will come and stand by the door. He's looking at the kitchen to say, hey guys, I'm hungry. Feed him, he will go and sleep in the shade and he's not going to bother you. It's the same with us men. When we say, pass me the sugar, and pass me the sugar. Pass me the sugar. change the tone, you change the eye contact, and everything.
The body language, everything.
Exactly.
You talk about eye contact. So sometimes when I have to say something to Greg, and I know Greg is not ready to listen, I will give him a preempt. I'll say, okay, honey, when you're finished looking at what you're doing, let me know when it's a good time for us to talk. And then sometimes he'll put the phone down. Sometimes, like literally, he'll put it down and say, okay, honey, let's hear what you have to say. Or he'll say, give me 5 more minutes or even 30 more minutes. And I'll wait.
Yeah, because that is so key. You know, not my youngest niece, but one of my younger niece, she would say, you know, she would come and she'd grab your face and she said, listen with your face. I want you to listen with your face, which is so key.
It's very important, yeah.
Ingrid hit on a fantastic point, and it's something that we work on constantly. You know, is that when you are ready to communicate something, your spouse, your queen bee, may not be ready to receive it, and vice versa. Because your top dog may be chewing on a bone. Whatever that bone is, whether it's, you know, the project he's working on, whether it's the football game that's coming up, whether it's the bike ride he's going on with the kids, whatever bone he's chewing on.
Let me tell you,
not to try to drag it away, because we both have real pets. If that dog is there enjoying the bone and you put a hand there, as much as that dog loves you and adore you, you may be missing a piece of finger.
He was not, definitely. He was not.
And it's not because he doesn't like you. It's because you're breaking the concentration of a moment that it's in. So that transitional period is so important.
Very important.
So important.
Yeah, I mean, choosing the right time to communicate is critical. I mean, with most people, there's the shy people, the quiet people, and the direct people. Everybody is different. But I've been married to this woman for a very long time. I dated her for a very long time. She's my best friend's sister. So literally grew up together.
Wow.
One thing we used to do, or I used to do, is that you go out with your friends, you come back, you've had 1 or 2, and then you come home and you say, right, now let's talk, Queen Bee. The top dog is home. I can tell you it's a complete no, because it doesn't help. A lot of us, we try and say, let's talk, because that's when you have actually, when you're drowning your sorrows out there. Kind of make them all float at the top. You're thinking, now she can see all of them. I gotta say what I want to say. And then the next morning, she's gonna wake up and say, last night, you wanted to talk about A, B, C, D, E. Can you sit down and talk? I don't remember anything. Because I was intoxicated. I'm like, did I say that? Nah. But you see, words are more lethal than any instrument in this world, because you can't reverse it. What you have said,
you want to say that again? Say that again. It's very important.
Words are more lethal than any instrument you can use in this world, because once you say them, you can't erase it.
You know, somebody said to me,
what state you are in. Drunk, you may be angry, you may be grieving, you may be doing anything. Watch what you say.
All the time.
Every time, if you value somebody to be your wife, you be your spouse, to be somebody special in your life, say these things, then you won't even remember it. Make it a habit not to say things when you are in a certain condition. Your spouse has made you so angry, the urge to head back is there. We all know that. If your spouse is not communicating with you, my weakness was always to keep quiet and then wait for the right moment. What you say, send me a joke, And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now. I don't want to look stupid or I don't want to look unreasonable. But it's important to do that, and then you will get the right answer, which solves your problems.
And the right reception, the right ear, the right ear.
Thinking about the right ear, right? If I have something difficult, I don't know how you guys do it, but if I have something difficult that I want to say to Greg, I just don't choose a time. I literally ask God for direction. I literally do.
Yes.
I ask him to open his ears and open his heart to receive it.
True.
And then I wait on the right time. And I just say it. I just say, honey, this is what I need to say to you. And you'll be amazed at how the communication comes across and how receptive he is and how you feel afterwards. It's like, wow, this burden, this weight that you thought was pressing you down, all of a sudden it's gone. And you're wondering, boy, I traveled around with this for a week, sometimes a month.
My mom always said to me, if what you are going to say is driven by your desire to get an emotional reaction from somebody at a particular point, the best advice she would give you is to say, shut up. Say something because you want somebody to emotionally respond to that. You're most likely trying to hurt them than anything else. Like, you know, it's so easy to go to your spouse and want to vent what they've done. And it's important to count maybe up to 10 before you say it. Because most of the times what you're trying to say is to try and dampen or generate an emotional response.
Right.
This is always what my mom said, don't say it, keep quiet. I always, sometimes when somebody, like she said, when she sent me a joke, I was like, I don't find it funny. But I didn't say it because if I had said it then, it would have spoiled it.
It was funny. I promise you it was funny.
It was very, it was actually.
He just didn't get it. He just didn't get it.
You know what? And I have to confess, there are times when Ingrid will say something and it'll take me an hour or two and I'll come back and say, aha, I got it now.
I got it now. Yeah.
But you know, we have to have that latitude in our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to communication styles are very important. Very important. And it's key for you and your queen bee and your top dog understand each other communication style. Now, the running joke in our household is that Ingrid is the mini gun. This is the gun that you get on and it goes and it lets everything. Me, I'm the sniper. While Ingrid will mow the building down, I will take one shot, hit the propane canister on the side of the building, which blows up the building falls. Same result.
You guys were reversed now. I am Ingrid and she.
But what I do is I sit, think about it, breathe, weigh different interpretations.
You know, check the wind. Which way is the wind blowing?
Exactly.
Right.
Come for you.
But see, this
my friends, I've always said to them, guys, I'm sorry, if my wife says no, it's not good for the family.
I love it. I love it because she has had the opportunity to think about it. You and I, on the other hand, will say, yes, man, let's do this. Catch me while I'm falling.
I'm the loud guy and I like to talk. I like to go, like go. If I didn't have this rider on this horse, she controls this horse. Say, okay. You know, there are times like, yeah, we can do this. She's like, whoa, slow down, top dog. Let's do it slowly. Let's start again. And it's important to have that kind of thing in every relationship. Pay attention to what your spouse is saying. Most of us men, we have big egos and we say, you're stopping me, I'm gonna do what I say, I'm the man of the house, I'm the top dog, I'm gonna do. No. pay attention. It doesn't hurt to listen to what she's saying. Oh, I want to buy a boat. Oh, okay, fine. Wait a minute. This. I know I just want to buy the boat because no, do that. Because normally, most of the times, trust me, I have learned in the investments that we've done, she will say, don't do it, don't build this one. Okay, let's see, what are you talking about? But it builds, when you talk about these things where you have diverging views, you learn to understand and appreciate the importance of the person that you chose to live your life with, and that sitting next to you is important, and the value, it creates a bond. It might be something so small as, see, the best shirts that I've worn to go to people and to go out in the public wearing, she bought them for me. So go shopping, she'll be like, that doesn't look nice on you. I don't do the same thing. I don't do the
You hit on that balance.
Yeah.
balance, yes.
Because, I remember when we went to Toastmasters conference in Vancouver,
Yeah.
right? And we went ziplining. Now, any one of my friends will tell you that I am crazy.
Yeah.
I will do anything, anywhere, anyhow. No, I love controlled chaos. Ingrid will get on, jump, and all Ingrid will think, oh, no, Greg got it. He'll hook up the line for me.
Yeah.
But that's what makes us a great team.
Right.
Because where Ingrid is seeing the end of it, I'm making sure that the wheels don't fall off and we get there.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the Ingrid to push it off the side of the hill, you'll never get to that point.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Top Dog, you see where you want to go and you start going there. Mitchelle is the one who will clear the branch out of your way so it doesn't whack you in the head.
Yeah.
And guess what? Half the time you don't even know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what means to support your queen bee or top dog. It's about looking out for their welfare, their safety, and not having to go back and say, babe, I had to do this. And I'm out right there.
No.
Because at the end of the day, you guys are both joined. For better or for worse, sickness and in health. And the vows that we took wasn't for man, it was for the Father up above.
The man upstairs.
Right. So when we take care of our queen bees, or when you guys take care of your top dogs, you're doing a higher calling.
Yes.
So yes, you just stopped me from making the biggest mistake in my life. And guess what? It's okay that I didn't know that. It's okay that you know what? I made a great decision and look how it turned out. I had to plug some holes in it. Woo! But that's not important because I succeed, my queen bee succeed. My queen bee succeed, I succeed. And that's the root of communication and relationship.
Yep.
And there's a verse too that I live by. It says, a soft answer turns away wrath.
Yes.
Grievous words stir up anger. So if Greg is going high and I'm going higher, guess what's gonna happen? Ooh.
No.
Somebody's sleeping on the couch, and we don't do the couch business. So we have to ensure that it's here. And if one goes up here, one has to make a decision to stay down here,
or even go a little lower so it pulls them back
down.
Absolutely.
Balance is the key. Balance is the key.
Balance is very critical.
I know we can talk for hours on communication, but right now we're just going to call it a day here. And if you want to hear more on communication and how to communicate with your top dog or your queen bee, you can join us next week because we'll continue this conversation. But until then, this is Greg and Ingrid and Mitchelle and Fortune saying, let's get loud! Yeah.
This has been awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being frank with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that we can get this topic out and about.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.